Quite as windy though on Sunday as it was on Saturday, and some of those higher winds are coming back for us this Monday. In fact, already windy as you're waking up this Monday. You can occasionally see our Barry Law camera kind of shaking there in the background, but temperatures are right at 51 degrees at the airport here in Lincoln with northwest winds around 15 miles per hour, gusts higher than 30 miles per hour at the moment as we're waking up and closing in on the 6 o'clock hour this morning. Temperatures are quite mild across southeast Nebraska, 54 degrees still in Fall City, 50 in Omaha, Nebraska City, Beatrice, and Hebron. We're at 51 here in Lincoln, and then 46 degrees in 5 spots out to the west and to the north from Lincoln. Not expected to warm up too much today with these northwest winds in place. A lot of us expected to be about 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. Very warm weekend we had with temperatures in the 80s, but 60s we'll start out with early on this week. And these northwest winds are pulling in some cooler air and rather dry air too. So I wouldn't get too excited in talking about what rain chances we have throughout this week, or even what we'll see on radar here in a second. Winds are around 15, 22, 24, 25 miles per hour. Looking out toward Aurora, Grand Island, Hastings, a little bit more wind than what we're seeing here in Lincoln. But occasionally those wind gusts have been higher than 30 miles per hour right here at home. And then out toward the Tri-Cities, I've occasionally seen some wind gusts approaching almost 40 miles per hour early this morning. And that'll be the case for much of the day today. Talking about several hours of prolonged winds much of this afternoon and into the evening hours. This is 9 a.m. A lot of us right around widespread wind gusts around 35, 40, if not even close to 45 miles per hour this afternoon. And even into this evening, we may not see those peak wind gusts around 40 miles per hour until this evening, beyond about 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night, before these winds will take some time to come down and I think relax beyond about midnight. But we do have a red flag warning in place too, with just the dry air being pulled in, the dry vegetation we really have. Not seeing a whole lot of rain here recently. Fires that start on a day like today could spread rather quickly. Keep that in mind. That'll be in place for this afternoon and evening. There's a band of rain in southern Nebraska showing up on radar. Unfortunately, not a lot of this making it to the ground though. Maybe a few sprinkles, but a lot of dry air in the low level is going to limit that today. We'll have some lingering cloud cover this morning before clearing this afternoon. And then another disturbance passing to our north and east. Maybe some isolated showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm bringing some gusty winds up that way. But we're going to miss out on a lot of that before clearing tonight into tomorrow. Then by the middle of this week, there are some chances for some storms. And for now, a day 4 risk by the Storm Prediction Center. That does highlight eastern Nebraska largely into Iowa. I think there may be a better chance to see some severe weather into Iowa. But Lincoln, Omaha, Columbus on the edge of this in eastern Nebraska is something we will be watching toward the middle and end of this week. And that's when we get to really warm on Thursday too. Almost approaching 90 degrees for the first time this year before we'll cool again toward Easter with some better rain chances maybe by this Sunday.